the Evergreen Media Network Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio at Vero Beach. I'm Keith McDonald here with the gang. And one more news story. I'm going to run through it real quick. Very informative article at bangshift.com. They are racing guys, of course, Bangshift. And we've had those guys on the show before. Both of the guys that founded Bangshift have been on the show, and one of them's from Massachusetts, so he's always at New England Dragway a lot. So I forget where the other guy's from. But anyway, we had them on, and they were great, really funny guys. But Bangshift has a great article called How to Remove Rust, 6 Easy Ways to Protect Bare Metal. And basically it talks about what you do. You guys should chime in on this if you had brains. Sorry.
What's up with that? Man, oh man.
This guy.
No, I'm trying to make jokes here.
Come on. No, seriously. Seriously. What do you do when you have something comes in or you clean something? Sorry.
You're the one who walked in there with your shoes untied.
Yeah, my shoe was untied. I stepped on it when I sat down. I tied it, though. Look, I know how to tie and everything.
Yeah.
I'm amazed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making
That's
sure you
a
don't
pretty
have
good tie
Velcro.
job.
Thank you.
So,
hey, listen.
What's the best way to remove rust? Go ahead.
Not remove, but how do you prevent? When you get a metal part you clean, it's not going right back on the car. What do you do to it?
Etch prime it.
What is it?
Etch primer.
Okay.
Put an etch primer on it.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on how long you want to let it sit.
Right, yeah.
You know.
Okay. That's the simple solution, huh? So
And then prime it.
if a guy's stripping down his car and he cleans off parts, then he should use that for all the parts that he's cleaned, so they won't rust up on him before he gets them back in the car.
Prime it and put some primer on it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what we do when we strip everything. You don't want to leave it bare metal.
Now, the parts that you get from, like, OPG, and they're already black. Is that a primer on there? That's good. You could just put that on the car, and then you would prime over that, and then you do your body work.
It'd be best to,
prime over that, and then do body work from there to make everything straight. Okay.
But you don't have to do it right away, you know. If you say, like, you're getting the quarter panel and you're replacing the quarter panel and it comes with that on it, you can weld your quarter panel in, clean up your welded area, and just etch prime it, and that can sit overnight. Then the next, do all your mud work when you join the two panels together.
Right.
And then when you go to prime that mud work, then just sand the whole panel, the black coated panel, and prime the whole thing. Yeah,
because I know when they sandblast, right, if they're done sandblast, they prime it right away, right?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
So say you got a fender in, the inside of that fender is also primed. Would you paint that, or would you add anything to that before you hang it on the car?
Depends on the application.
Yeah.
If you're doing a wreck, they're not painted from the factory to begin with, so that would be a no.
Oh.
The inside of the fender.
Right.
Now the jam, the lip jam, say like you put the fender, the engine bay part of the fender, then you would jam that in.
Yeah.
Right.
And paint the outside.
Right.
But the inside, they don't paint anything.
But aren't the insides of a fender, if you get a replacement fender, the inside's going to be painted. It's not going to be bare metal, right?
It'll be that black
it'll
color.
Be black. It'll be coated.
Yeah, black.
It's going to have the electrobate coated on it.
60% black or something,
the
right?
EB coating on it. Yeah, it's just a urethane baked on coating.
Okay. That's all I want to know. I'll go home now. You guys finish the show.
All right.
All right, now let's do some quick history, because it's a very sad day. On December 3rd, 1979, the last AMC Pacer, a Dick Teague designed car that evoked a fishbowl. You guys know the Pacer, the AMC. Wayne's World car.
Wayne's World,
rolls off the assembly line. So that was December 3rd, 79. It didn't have a long run, did it at all?
What did it do? Really? 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, it wasn't long. I thought it started in 75.
Yeah,
I think
it was quick. 74
I can remember
75. Yeah,
watching when I was young, it looked like something from the Jetsons.
Right,
look at that thing. It was a fishbowl driving down the road.
So there's a guy in Vero who's got one, a yellow one, right? That goes through a lot of the car shows. I enjoy looking at it. It's a fun car. It's a fun. I mean, back then you wouldn't buy one. I wouldn't have bought one, but it was fun to look at. December 4th, 71, the largest recall in automotive history, 7.6 million General Motors cars are recalled because of vulnerability to motor mount failures. Guys, remember that? No, you were not you guys. None of you were born.
Yeah,
I'm the only old guy.
I had to bring my Monte Carlo back for that.
Did you?
No. I was riding my big wheel then.
I was only 10. So.
I'm the old guy here. In fact, I have trouble finding my way out of the room. You have to lead. I shake invisible hands and everything now.
Right.
Yeah. December 5th, 1977, Plymouth introduced the Horizon, which, is a really great car.
Well, they lasted.
Did they?
I mean, all the people that commuted used those cars.
Yeah.
That and the Omega, right?
That was the first American car with a transversely mounted engine driving the front wheels. That's the first front-wheel drive we had in this country.
Is it?
Or not. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my mom had a Plymouth Horizon, a yellow one.
I was always a big fan of the K car. Such a beautiful car.
I hated them cars.
So did I.
They gave to us in the police department. They were the worst cars. You couldn't put anybody in the back. Yeah. Because once they put a cage in the back seat, you couldn't get anybody back there. They were terrible.
I can't believe they bought those.
Yeah, 4-cylinder K cars. Yeah, for New York City.
In Gloucester, Massachusetts.
With a tricycle.
Yeah.
In Gloucester, Massachusetts in 1977, I still remember this to the day. Checker Cab won the contract for the police cars that year.
Get out.
And it was so funny. All the cop cars were Checkers. And they looked like they were from 1934 or something,
But they had plenty of room in them.
Oh, they had a ton of room in it.
Because they had like a little jump seat.
Yeah. And the cops would come down the street and you'd go, Cabby!
Yeah.
And the cops are probably sick of that joke. Anyway, that's Gloucester, Mass. December 6, 1954, although it had been using the name for years, Volkswagen Werk finally registers Volkswagen as a trademark in the United States. But that was 1954. So that was 9 years after the war. They were already selling cars here. People were buying them.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like Germans still, I'm sure. December 7th, 1965, Chevrolet sets a new production record for the first time ever, building 3 million cars in 1 year. Well, and what was the big seller?
That was the Impala.
Right.
That was the big seller that year.
The Impala, 65 Impala sold 1 million models.
Yeah.
1 million of the variations. A friend of mine had a 65 convertible. Beautiful car.
Yeah, now the guys up at Real Deal Steel are building the 50 millionth GM car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's I posted on the Sebastian Muscle Car page. It's an all gold 1955 Chevy.
Wow.
It's absolutely gorgeous. The frame is gold. Everything on the car is gold.
I recall seeing that now. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, December 8th, 1981, Mitsu comes to the market. Although it had been building cars for Chrysler Corporation to market under its nameplate for years, the first Mitsubishi Motors begins selling cars in the U.S. under its own name. Now, why is that? Why did Mitsubishi have to wait so long? Do you know why?
No.
Because they made the engines for the Japanese Zero, and no one was going to buy anything from Mitsubishi for quite a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they built all the engines for the Japanese Zero. Oops.
Under attack of Pearl Harbor and all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they finally broke in, and now Fred works there. My buddy Fred is the parts guy at Mitsubishi Motors right here in Vero Beach.
Good old Fred Whitman.
Fred Whitman. And finally, December 9th, 1963, another sad day in automotive history, sad day in South Bend, Indiana. The last U.S.-built Studebaker rolls out of the company's Indiana plant, and they moved production over the line to Canada. Well, they still built them, but they were built in Canada instead. They were built up there, eh?
Eh?
Okay. What do we got for time? We're good.
We got plenty of time.
All right, we got Tech Talk. Guys wrote in this week. Some of them didn't leave their names, so I made up their names.
All right, that happens.
Let's say we got Cooper from the internet. He says he has a 72442. I started getting some straining noise turning, so I flushed the power steering fluid a few days ago, turned the wheel all the way from side to side to bleed out air from the system with the car off, and then I started it and did the same thing, but she stalled out when turning all the way both left or right. Power steering built seems a bit loose, but not so much it would cause an issue like that, at least in my opinion, which is worth nothing. I replaced the alternator about 18 months ago also and put new belts on at that time. I have to admit, prior to flushing the power steering fluid, I would see a small dip in the RPMs when cutting the wheel all the way to either side. So I looked this up, and I found on an Oldsmobile site that a bad stuck pressure relief in the power steering pump could be it. It's a large nut on the back of the reservoir. Any other ideas, guys? Why the car would stall out?
I was going to ask you guys, why would the car stall from that? Turning too hard to the right or to the left?
Put strain on the motor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Could be pump going out. Could be line.
Yeah, the pump could be weak, making it, you got pressure and then you got no pressure. And then, like, we had a car that came in low on fluid that does that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the pump binds itself because...
And it shuts the car off.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Chokes out the RPM.
Yeah, that car's too old to have a power steering pressure switch like the Fords.
Yeah.
The Fords and some Chryslers have that. The switch goes bad, it'll just shut the car off.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
You might have a line, that rubber line collapsing too, and having a hard time pushing the fluid through it.
Right.
So if the steering is hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that would create pressure, and that would drop the RPMs substantially.
Yeah, so when you bring your old cars to somebody to have them work on, it can be a number of things. It gets expensive. Bring your wallet.
Come from two people that had shops,
Yeah.
Just bring your wallet. That's all.
Bring your wallet.
Yeah, bring your wallet.
Whoa. I did not say any of that stuff.
I'm going to be truthful.
All right, we have a question from Benny coming up, but we're going to have to go on break, and we'll answer Benny when we get back. And so we're Classic Car Radio, Vero Beach. We'll be right back.
Offering 24/7 emergency services, Joe Scazzari Roof Services Consulting offers prompt handling of homeowners' insurance claims and has been serving the Treasure Coast for over 40 years. Scazzari's roofing experts can fabricate and install standing seam metal roofs on site, saving you thousands of dollars. And for those do-it-yourselfers, they can cut and fabricate your metal roof and deliver it right to your home or job site. Got a flat roof? Scazzari Roofing and Consulting specializes in all commercial and residential flat roofing systems. State certified and licensed, Scazzari Roofing and Consulting is family-owned and operated. Check out their website at roofservicesconsulting.com or give them a call at 772-388-7453 or toll free at 888-675-8106. Happy holidays from Scazzari Roofing and Consulting Contractors. If you operate a small business, you need services like payroll, tax compliance, HR tools, and other resources. You need Complete Employee Solutions. Vero Beach has a team of professionals, including Anthony Sammons, Matt McCain, and Jennifer Comer, who saw the need for competent payroll, HR, and employee leasing services. Call Complete Employee Solutions at 772-978-7277 or visit their website at CompleteEmployeeSolutions.com.
Welcome to Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Come out this Friday and Saturday night at new times, 6 and 8 p.m. for the Treasure Coast Best Live Stand-Up Comedy Show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Warning, you may laugh until it hurts. Kickstart your evening with live entertainment, food, and drinks at Live in the Loop. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
Hey, welcome back. We are talking about, we're doing some tech talk actually, and we have a question from Benny.
And if you have a question,
drop us an email at AmericanCarClassics@gmail.com, and we will answer you the next week.
Yeah.
The very next week. So you got to wait a week for your answer, but we will answer. Okay. Benny asks, I recently put here's one for you, Mike. I recently put the Big Bird decal on my 81 Pontiac Trans Am, and I got a small crease in the middle of the tail feathers. I stood back and looked at it and said, well, I'll sleep on it, and woke up. And I called my body guy and told him to rip it right off, and that's not a very inexpensive thing to do. Yeah. So he tore it off, and they got another one. I think the only thing I did wrong was I tried to mount it when it was only 63 degrees in the body shop. I put Soapy bubbles on the hood and the lack of in the back of the sticker as well. Methodically worked the middle out with the rubber squeegees. Does anyone have any further tips? So I did research that as well, but go ahead.
Todd, what do you think?
Putting a big decal like that, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, well, I've done a bunch of them. It's a big decal, so the hood, first of all, needs to be super clean. And you're in an environment with no wind and blowing around, because you don't want to get any kind of dirt in it.
Right.
And you have somebody helping you.
Yeah.
Because it's a big decal.
Right.
So first you're going to take soapy water in a squirt bottle in a mist form and coat the whole hood. Get the hood nice and wet. Pull the backing off the decal, spray the decal, and lay that hood on. Get everything lined up perfectly where you need it, and then you start in the middle and you work your way down, up, and out.
Right. Okay.
So if he got a kink in it, it was either too hot and the soap and water dried quicker.
Well,
so
he
that's
was 63 degrees, so maybe he was too cold, maybe?
No, cold ain't going to matter any.
One guy said
it's going to take a little longer, if anything.
This guy said he used baby shampoo instead. It was a little more slippery than what he was using for soap.
You can use Dawn dishwashing liquid. Right. Just add a little bit more liquid in it to your water.
And this other guy said he laid the decal out, according to the manual, and he had taped off the edges where it's supposed to go. And then he pulled back one side, just did one side, folded it back. He had a friend helping him. And they did that. They laid out one side. There's a crease on that Firebird. It's a little crease in the middle coming down from the scoop. So that's how. Oh, by the way, you non-Pontiac guys, what's the slang for the Firebird on the hood? What's the slang? Anyone know what they call? Pontiac guys call that? It's called the Screaming Chicken.
Screaming Chicken.
Pontiac guys all call it the Screaming Chicken.
Well, we're not Pontiac guys.
So there you go, Benny. Benny, you now know how to put on your Firebird decal. Your Screaming Chicken, by the way.
I've seen guys paint them on.
Yeah, the guys do that as well. Yeah, airbrush. Yeah.
Todd, you're an airbrusher, right?
Yeah, I've never done one of them.
No. What's the biggest thing you've airbrushed on a car?
Biggest thing I've airbrushed.
Besides, not striping, of course. You wouldn't put striping on it, but just.
I've airbrushed boats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Confederate flags and.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Now he's in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of that anymore at all.
Okay, so here we go with another one. Max from the internet. I'm looking for some advice on my Cudas 340. Every week it's a 340.
Yeah, that's good.
So Max says it's blowing oil out of the breathers and the dipstick, and not just a little, more like a quart every 100 miles, and it's burning oil under load and blowing smoke when I lift off.
Wow.
That means when he lifts off the pedal, not lift off like takeoff, right? The motor had sat for 7 years until this winter. I've already soaked the driver's side cylinders with seafoam spray. I was told that the number 5 was low in compression. I added some worn ring additive to try and control it. But what do you think he's got? A stuck valve or what?
Could be a bunch of different things. The oil ring could be stuck.
Yeah.
Could be carboned up, or like he said, the motor sat for several years. Could have broke a corner of a piston gland or a ring off or something like that. Yeah. We got an LS motor in the shop right now. It's got 80K on it, and it broke a piston ring gland.
Yeah.
And it was burning quart of oil every 1,000 miles.
Okay, so what's the best way to diagnose that?
Start tearing it down.
Without tearing it down.
Well,
is there a way to do it?
You can do a cylinder leak down check and see which way it's going to leak. Compression check.
Leak down, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's the answer I had written here. You're very good. You're very good.
You're good, you. You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, that was good. Okay, leak down, you use a leak down tester. You can get them at Harbor Freight cheap, too, they say. So you put controlled air pressure into the cylinder via the spark plug hole, right?
Yeah.
There's a gauge that measures leakage. So there you go, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's the next one? What else?
All right, Mike from the internet says, would a 351 Cleveland fit into a first-generation Mustang without major modifications? I have a 67 Mustang Fastback with a very tired 289. It's a K code car, which is good. Even though it's a Ford. Sorry. Oh, God. It's a K code car as well. So with a 351 Cleveland fitting in, what about the shock towers? We kind of cut those out? Would you have to cut them out?
The same block frame as a 460 and
really?
390, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Isn't the Windsor less wide? A Windsor 351?
The Windsor's like like a 302 block.
Yeah.
The 351. Would you say 351 modified?
Windsor,
351 Cleveland.
Windsor, Cleveland. This guy's putting a Cleveland in. Yeah.
Yeah, it fit. It's going to be
tight.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Does he have to move the shock towers out of the way? I
think he'd have to cut them out. Wouldn't you have to cut them out in something? Or
no.
The engine's really wide. The 351 is way wider than a 302.
Oh, it'll fit, but it's going to be super tight.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Let me ask you
hell to change the plugs and stuff in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know because
raise it up.
We did it on a. This is back in '95 on Doc Swayze's. We put a Robert Yates 390 and 69 fastback, like what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And man, let me tell you, it was
tight.
There wasn't no room.
Huh, okay.
Or you could do just like we did to the fastback we got now and cut that out and put the new TCI suspension in it.
That's that's the way to do it.
Then you can put a Coyote Eliminator R and go for it.
You could do that.
That was my next question. Why does the Coyote look so much wider than a regular 302? It looks like it's.
Oh, it is. It's massive.
They're massive. They're massive.
It's a 302 though.
Yeah, but it's designed like the what do you call it? The Hemi heads.
Oh, okay.
So the heads
I see.
Are huge.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, if you look at it, I'll show you a picture.
Is it better for cooling, being that wide, and does it heat up that car, or is it
Nobody knows because the Mustang owners smash them up before they get too old to start overheating. Oh, no. One more thing. If you go to YouTube, this 351 W swap without notching shock tires, but that says W.
That's a Windsor.
That's Windsor then. Yeah, so that's no good. Whatever advice I got off the internet, that's wrong. I'm sorry. Because it's a Cleveland, so. But you might want to just check it out anyway, without notching the shock towers. 65 and 66 Mustangs, check it out.
Yeah, 351 Cleveland is much bigger than the 351 Windsor.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Mike, one more time at the car shows, or I'll have to punch you in the throat.
This weekend, like I said, the classic, I can't remember the name of the company.
He's violent this week. I think he's been hanging out with you-know-who for a while or something.
Yeah, what's going on?
What'd you do? You got your brains on today.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't take my pills today, I guess. Well, anyway, Monday, January 1st, Dick Arbitell Memorial New Year Rod Run. Todd's doing this.
Right.
You meet at the Cracker Barrel at the Vero outlets. Cracker Barrel opens at 7 o'clock. You're going to leave there at 10 o'clock. The first stop will be Riverview Park on US 1 in Sebastian. For the people down in Sebastian that don't want to drive all the way up to Vero to drive all the way back, you could just meet us at Riverview Park and
you can meet us there around 11.
10:30, 11 o'clock.
You should have a meet somewhere where they can eat for a while before you all cruise over.
Well, you're meeting at Cracker Barrel.
Right.
No, I'm talking about the Sebastian guys that don't want to drive
most of the Sebastian guys go to Country Egg and Ham early in the morning on Saturday, so they'll just...
Yeah.
Or they'll walk right to the No Name Bar for breakfast. I mean, they have breakfast there.
Do they really have breakfast there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The second stop is the Riverside Theater parking lot over at Riverside Park in Vero. We take Wabasso Bridge over down to A1A, and we take A1A to Vero Beach.
Okay.
Yeah. And the third stop is at Todd's house for a big barbecue and drinks.
Yeah.
Right? Just bring chairs.
Yeah, bring chairs.
I'm going to go. I'm going to come. So
we got a lot of people. This week has been crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people.
Great.
That's about it for now.
All right. Don't forget, next week we're going to be doing Mecum. And Mecum tickets, hopefully, I'll know next week.
Yeah, if we have them.
Talk to Mecum. Yeah, we should be getting will call passes to get into Mecum. You just have to answer that question. We are Classic Car Radio Vero Beach, and we are out of here.
Put the pedal to the metal.
See you.